Where you at, Berto?
I made this shit look sweet.
I am 24.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
We're back.
And in
Damn.
heels?
I'm in heels. Hell yeah. Why not?
But in heels, how tall are you?
6'4", probably. Six.
Yeah,
six,
she
well,
tall.
Yeah, 6'4".
Is dating easy as a tall girl?
No, it's incredible because you weed out all of the men that you don't even want to talk to in the first place.
How do you go about doing that?
You just walk into a bar and they're all below you and they immediately leave you alone. It's fabulous.
Sounds
She's a very beautiful woman.
like a pretty lonely life to me.
No, it's great. It's been wonderful. No complaints.
So do you end up approaching guys more, or?
No.
Okay.
I feel like you're when you're in like a certain level, you lock eyes above all the other heads. Yeah.
So why do so many men get
So she's only dating her kind. If you ain't got the tree built, hey, leave the party.
intimidated by tall women?
I'm teasing, by the way.
I mean, I love a short king, not personally, but I love that for them. I feel like it's an intimidation thing because they have short man syndrome. So it's like, oh, she's taller, like, fuck her.
And that's
Okay.
and that's what short man syndrome is.
Yeah, short man syndrome is when you feel insecure because you're shorter than a woman.
Okay. All right. But how
I thought it was just because they felt insecure because they were short in general, not because of a woman. But hey, go off, queen. Okay.
tall do you want your guy to be ideally?
Oh, my boyfriend, love of my life, he is 6'4". That's perfect for me.
Okay. So you and him would be the same height now since you're in heels.
Probably pretty close, but he has better posture than I do, so he'd still probably be a little bit taller.
And how long have you been together?
5 years. Yeah.
Okay. How long you been
Nice.
together?
3 years?
3 years.
When you went on the first date, who paid for it?
Me.
He did the whole thing.
Okay. Is there any reason why you didn't pay the first time?
He offered. I did offer. I said, "Do you want to split it? What do you want to do?" And he said, "No, absolutely not. I would like to pay."
That's true. She did it, and she offers all the time. We all know it's cap, but you know, as I feel like still as a man, you gotta provide. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
He's spitting facts, but you can kind of tell he's sauced. That boy is sauced. Miami night.
Did he also plan the date?
Yes. Yep.
Is that a part of his role too as a man?
No, I don't think so. I think that we take turns. If he wants to plan something, he does, and if I want to plan something, we do.
She sounds like a good woman. Okay, you got yourself a queen, my nigga. Hold on to her.
I don't think it really matters. We agree
She's
on
cool.
things.
But in the last 3 years, would you say that most of the monetary investment has been on his part as the man?
Yes.
It's not even close.
I would say, yeah. I would say so.
So if he's invested in you as his partner the last 3 years as the man, where do you invest as a woman?
I would say he does more of the manly things and I do more of the woman things.
Yeah.
I take care of the house, I do the laundry,
She does.
more of
She
the,
invests time.
yeah.
But you're investing time as well.
Yeah, no, I am, but I have to say, with her specifically, she does go above and beyond, guys. You want to find a girl like this, like, she's working, so she's still making money and providing for herself, and she was, waking up early, doing laundry, doing dishes.
That boy got himself a keeper, boy. I see you, my nigga. Salute.
Cleaning the place, so I could focus on making money and setting up our life.
Is there any way that this same relationship could work if the roles were reversed?
For him and I specifically, I do not think so.
That nigga's a
I
hell
think
no.
that we like it the way that it's set up, but for other people, that could be completely different.
I disagree there.
Really?
Look, I think the dynamic of a man and woman's relationship, for the most part, look, there are exceptions.
But it's set in stone.
It's not set in stone, right? What I'm saying is there are exceptions. There are exceptions for everything. Like, you have 5 fingers, 5 fingers, 5 fingers. There are people that have 6, right? You know what I mean? But it's rare. I think that, over time.
She's a good woman too. She just stepped back, let her man take the lead. Which again, I'm not mad that she has an opinion. I feel like their chemistry is showing that she can voice her opinion at any time. But she really within her feminine nature, and that's really dope to see. Because I feel like we've lost that. And he seems like a cool dude. Like he's you know, respecting her too. He's not like making her seem like she's beneath him or anything. Like, I think this is a good, as far as we can tell, this looks like a nice little couple right here. This is dope.
We've evolved to kind of like go into these gender roles, but I think they're there for a reason. And if you look at statistically, it doesn't matter what geographic region you're in. You're here in Miami, New York, you're in Russia, it doesn't matter. The man typically
Is the leader.
provides,
Yeah.
and the woman typically does a more supporting role.
What's your age?
19.
What do you look for in a guy?
I have a boyfriend, so I look for my boyfriend.
Do you think it would work with him long?
It's not the wrong answer, but I feel like it was an immature answer. But okay, let's see what she's about.
Long distance?
We're doing long distance, so yeah. I go to Miami, he lives in New Jersey. That's where I'm from.
What's your biggest challenge in a long distance relationship?
Trust and communication.
Where do the trust issues come up?
We have trust. It just took time because it was hard at first. Like going out and like him watching me go out, it's obviously difficult. Going out with different people, drinking, things like that.
Do you guys ever have like discussions about how you dress when you go out?
Occasionally we do have those conversations.
Give me an idea of what happens, or give me an idea of what's discussed.
Usually he doesn't love sometimes my choice of outfits occasionally, so he just gets a little annoyed, and then we just talk it out, and it's fine.
Do you end up changing for him?
Yeah, if it's, actually not really. Like sometimes, but if I'm already out, I can't really change, you know.
So what doesn't he love about it?
Just if it's like too showy, but I've gotten past, like that doesn't usually happen that much, but sometimes.
What's your thought process?
I'm not mad at. I'm like, again, I feel like she a girl. She in her element. She want to have fun. She want to look sexy, and it feels like she's showing a lot of respect to her nigga right now. So I can't even really be mad at what she's saying.
When he's telling you, hey, I don't really like you wearing that.
Sometimes I get upset if I really like the outfit because I thought it was like super cute and I was excited to wear it. But other times, like I understand from his perspective, you know, that it's obviously difficult for him to see me going out, so I understand.
How long have you been together?
This is actually
It's our first date.
It's our first date.
Interesting. Okay. So who planned it between the two of you?
It was like a mutual thing, I would say. Yeah.
She's dominant. She's dominating over this nigga. But maybe I'm speaking too soon. Her energy a lot louder.
Well, why'd you point at you?
Oh, you pointed at yourself?
I mean, it's just like,
Okay, yeah, I guess you would.
I think as a guy, you just have to like plan out like pretty much like at least the first date, you know? At least just have like a basic standard of what's going on.
So you said we're meeting at Brickell at 8 p.m. on Saturday night right here for drinks.
Pretty much, yeah. Or like,
She's like, what?
come to my place after you'll park there, and then from my place we go to Brickell, and
A
then we
little
just hang
different, a
out.
little different.
Yeah.
Do you think it would work if it was all the way around and you had to plan it?
I don't know, like, I feel like if the other person is showing interest, like the guy, I feel like it's a little gentleman-like just for them to plan it, right?
So since he planned it, is he also expected to pay for it?
No, I'm definitely like offering to pay either for myself or like pay for the next one, you know what I mean?
She did offer, which is pretty cool, but I think a guy should probably pay on the first date. The first date, come on, like, I absolutely think a guy should pay.
I think so too. Like, again, I don't think it's always really dope when a woman steps up to the plate and just be like, "Oh, I'll pay." But it's like, as a man, especially that first date, man, you know, if you can't afford the date, then maybe you shouldn't be prioritizing dating right now. Now, that doesn't mean that you should be emptying your pockets for the first date, because I've also said, you know, I think it was literally the last video we watched on this channel reacting to this type of content. Somebody had said that $200 for a date is like cheap, and I was kind of like, look, $200 for a date is probably like the maximum, and that's like very expensive. Like if you're spending $200 on the first date, I mean, you better be making like real money to where that $200 is nothing, because you should not be breaking the bank on the first date. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you don't want to set an expectation for something that you might not be able to upkeep. At the end of the day, when you get into a relationship, it's a partnership. And then, you know, again, the man should be stepping up to the plate, providing and, you know, leading the way 100%. But you want to be with a woman that is going to be there to support you when you down bad. So what if, you know, y'all want to have a good time and money's a little tight on the man's end right now, but you and your girl are good. She not going to pay for the movie ticket? She can't take you to see the new Marvel movie? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. So I feel like that's where the balance kind of relies, and it's cool to see that, you know, there's still women out here that aren't afraid of that. And, you know, but it looks like they're on their first date, so their chemistry is not 100% in sync yet. You can kind of tell that as well.
And under what circumstances would, you know, the woman typically pay for the bill?
Sorry, what was that?
All right, here we go. And under what circumstances would the woman cover the bill?
Under what circumstances will the woman cover the bill? You want to answer that?
Probably like if they ask to be on a date, I guess, ask to hang out, or I don't know. I feel like anyone could pay. I don't think it has to be the guy the first date, even though it would be nice. But I think like I don't fully expect to not pay. If that makes sense.
She says that if the man is gonna ask you out to have dinner, but he really just wants to have sex, it's a no.
But why isn't it necessarily okay for a man to expect that if so many women do give it up on the first date?
Well, prostitutes do that on the first time. And women...
Damn, I don't think so. I don't think you're automatically a thought if you give it up on the first night. Because sometimes the energy can be really fucking good. Like, y'all vibing strong, you know what I'm saying? And I think as an adult, you're not a hoe if you give it up on the first night. But at the same time, if you're giving up on the first night to every nigga, and you know what I'm saying, then that's where we had the conversation. I think I saw a clip. I forgot who said it, but it was a very good ass quote. And it was like, if you have a key and that key can open any door, then that's a damn good key. You want to keep that key. But if you have a lock that can be opened up by any key, that's a bad lock. You need to change your fucking lock. You know what I'm saying? So if you know, you know type of vibe. And that's kind of where I'm coming with it. It's like, I don't think if it opens up every once in a while for the right guy, for the right situation, I'm not going to put that label on you. But if you over here getting opened up by any fucking key, yeah, your locks are bad, baby.
Sometimes they act so easy that men expect every woman is like that. But if you have morals and values, that's not something you would do. And the man the same. If he has morals and values, he would respect the woman.
So in your mind...
100%. I do agree with that, though. Like, at the end of it, if a woman doesn't give it up on the first night, you shouldn't be like, man, fuck her. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you should respect that 100%. You know, especially if she's a good woman, y'all vibing, like give her that time. Give her that time to get comfortable with you. You know, me personally, as an adult, I mean, I don't have a time on it. I just think I'm usually able to secure the cheeks at least by the third date. You know what I'm saying? But I don't put a number on it. Again, it's all about the vibes. It's all about her as a person and how we are connecting. You know what I mean?
And sleeping with somebody on the first date is not respectable.
No, it's not, because you don't know the person whatsoever.
Yes, we need more time together. Yes.
But you don't think that a good, true, fruitful relationship can still grow from that?
Okay, you're a man. Once you get the goods, the chase is over. You're not chasing anything anymore.
I hear you, but that's so shallow. You'd have to be a very shallow nigga.
So what is it that you will want with that woman that you already tasted the ultimate
Love, support, of companionship. There's a lot, yeah.
Guys, like she already gave it up. It's like, I don't think you guys are made to build a relationship after the woman is so easily with you. You are supposed to chase. Your nature, at least the majority of the history, is that men chase women, and that's just a nature thing.
But couldn't the same thing be said about a woman giving it up to a man on date 3 or 5 or 2 months in?
Well, women, we fall in love. We don't need. Women are made to love. Men are not.
What are men made to do?
Well, you see, your instincts are not to love. It's to satisfy yourself, right? But you need to work at falling in love.
I feel like she has very traditional values. I'm not necessarily mad at what she's saying, but it feels a little bit, I don't want to say outdated, but I think she has a twisted idea of relationships. But I also think she's a woman with high morals and respect. I don't think she's like tripping. Like, I don't think she's like on those weird feminist shit.
As a man, woman, we don't have to work for that. We can fall in love very easy.
But don't you think that the more sex a man has with a woman, that leads to building a more intimate connection?
No, but a relationship has nothing to do with sex.
That's not true.
Sex is part of it, of course, but you don't build a relationship out of sex.
No, definitely you do not, but I think sex definitely helps a man become more intimate with his woman.
What do you build it out of then?
Out of your connection, your thoughts, your admiration, your...
Yes.
Women, we need to admire men. We need to respect them. So we already fall in love very easy, but to admire you and respect you, that's the foundation of a relationship for a woman. But we can't do that if we go to bed with you right away. Like, that's, and you guys don't respect the woman either.
I think there's a little bit of truth to what she's saying, but again, I'm not mad at her.
32. Do you think you're just as desired now by men when you were 23 or 27?
I feel like now I'm living my prime years. I feel the best. I think I'm most beautiful now. And I feel like my head is more in the right place, So I guess you try to ask me if like men likes more younger girls. You're going that way, right? Because yes, a lot of men prefer younger girls in a way, but I feel like a real man would appreciate someone who has good values and mature.
Well, what advantages do you have over women who are younger?
I'm very independent. It's like a curse and a blessing. I always do everything on my own. I start over my life like so many times. Like I moved from London to LA to Miami. So I feel like I'm very independent.
And do you want any kids?
Of course, yes.
Do you have any?
No, I don't.
So, you're 32 now. When's the latest you expect?
I'm ready now, honestly. If I meet someone and he's ready to have a family with me and I see the same values he carries as I carry, I would say yes, of course. If he wants to have a family with me, I would ready to do that.
So how long into the relationship would you be like, all right, let's try?
Obviously you have to get to know someone really well, I feel like you don't really know somebody. You just meet them, you always you think good things about him, but I feel like you need to really take your time, like at least 6 months just to get to know each other. And then from there you move together, and then next step, you have like a kind of goals, want a house together, things like that, I feel like jump into just having kids straight away, doesn't work, You kind of have to have step by step, like baby steps,
How long have you been with your man?
5 years.
So let's say you went out together and a guy tried to approach you aggressively. How would you want him to handle it?
How would I want to and how he would handle it are two different things.
All right, let's hear yours and his.
I think it's hot if someone is punching somebody.
Your man should assault him.
Wouldn't, because he he cares too much about his reputation, which is a good thing, and he has self-control. So.
And you care less about his reputation.
I do care, but in the moment I'd be like, yeah, that's kind of, you know, like.
Well, yeah. Hey, me personally, Bear, I just hope God never puts me in no position like that, because I will crash. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to, because reputation's important, and you never know how bad things can go. You know, you never know if people got weapons. You never know how shit can go, bruh. So I just be praying to God I just, you know, never end up in no weird situation like that, because the thing is, I have a very good control over my temperament as well. So it's not like I'm just going to black out and crash at any little thing, because I'm definitely not. But, you know, some people are just so disrespectful, bro. And, you know, it's like, I'm cool. Like, if I'm walking down the street and you were to come up to me and be like, yo, Berto, you a bitch. Like, that's not going to faze me. Now, if you spit in my face, you slap my woman, you grabbing my woman, shit, I'm not even gonna lie. If I'm walking down the street and you just like push me, it don't really faze me. I'll be like, yo, what the fuck? I'll probably be like, yo, what the fuck you got going? You know what I'm saying? And then that could potentially escalate to something. But there's just certain shit though. There's just certain shit that could potentially trigger a nigga. So I don't know.
Punch that guy, but at the same time he's usually like back off, and he has a presence about him that makes people back off.
So why is it?
That's a thing too though, just having good energy. Like, don't fuck with me, my nigga, because if you fuck around you might find out, bitch.
Such a turn on to you for him to like get physical with another man who's trying to, you know, assault you?
I don't know, I feel like it's because it's never happened to me. So I actually don't know. I feel like it's the unknown that's like the fun part.
That's the fantasy.
Maybe.
How would you react if a girl was approaching him?
Most girls that approach him are a lot shorter than me, so I'm like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. How's it going? So fun to meet you. Yeah, I don't know.
You feel superior to short women?
I don't say I'm superior, but if they're coming at my man, I'm like, oh, hi.
Yeah, she seems like a fun woman, bro. It's like, you know, she talking her shit. She cool.
I wanted to take you on a first date. Where would you want to go?
I don't know, I'm kind of low maintenance. I'm cool with whatever, but if it was like a dream first date, like, I feel like it would be cool to go like jet skiing would be cool. Skydiving would be sick.
For a guy who you just met?
I mean, dream, fantasy first date, I guess.
Yeah, I would go skydiving with anyone.
So, how much do you think that would cost?
A lot. I went skydiving before. That's why I'm like that dream. Like, obviously, if it was someone I just met, I don't expect them to take me skydiving. I'm cool with just like a dinner and just like hanging out. Or I think it would be cute to do like a homemade dinner. Like, we made dinner together. I think that would be cute.
That's definitely fire, but I don't know if that's good for a first date, because again, I think there's like also, it's like, you don't typically ask a woman to just come over your house for the first date, you know what I mean? Or, oh, can I come over your house for the first date and we're gonna cook something? Like, that's typically like, oh, that just gonna send signals like, oh, you just trying to fuck, you know?
So if you were single, you met a guy and the guy was cool, and he said, hey, let's make tacos at my place.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You'd be open to that?
I'd be open to that.
You don't think he's expecting?
She's also 19 saying that, so that's kind of an immature, I don't want to say immature, but, you know, she kind of, I don't know.
Something in return for you coming over?
He might be expecting it, but I wouldn't be reciprocating that, so.
What's something that's typically seen as unattractive in a woman that you find attractive?
Honestly, clinginess. I don't mind clinginess. If she's attractive and she's kind of clingy, I don't mind. And that's, I know, something that a lot of guys like get turned off about, but I don't think it's a big deal. I think that just means that she likes you.
You don't think that there's a difference between infatuation, obsession versus...
No, obsession is obsession is something way different. Obsession is just like, all right, like, who are you going out with tonight? Like this and that, like that's different, you know? It's like, can't have like a boys' night or whatever the hell, but I'm just talking about like just regular clinginess, I guess.
Showing you heavy interest.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for a man, what's something that's typically seen as a red flag that you find as a green flag?
I guess jealousy, but to an extent. Like if they're jealous at a certain level, it kind of just shows me that, okay, they care. You know what I mean? Like they care that they want me, I guess, and not like somebody else that wants me.
So if you wanted to leave the house, you know, kind of revealing, and he was
That's
like,
different. Okay, that's like a different, that's like to a level I don't really like.
well, wouldn't he show you that he cares about you by wanting you to cover up more, though?
No.
No?
I think it's like, for jealousy, I think it'd be different if like another guy was hitting on me. But in terms of what I'm wearing, what I'm doing, that's a little, I think, out of line.
Have you ever been married with?
I wonder how he feels about that. Mind you, that particular couple, that's their first date. So I wonder if he's thinking to himself like, bitch, you think you gonna walk about the house looking naked, nigga? Hell nah.
Before?
Yes.
She's married now.
Oh, so you're.
Ready?
Yes.
How long?
Not too long, 4 years, but that was the way we started. We started with the mind connection.
Is there. So wait.
Bro, I don't know what the fuck just happened.
What's your age?
I am 24.
Oh, my
Really
bad,
hard
bro.
to forget and try to continue a relationship when you know that person betrayed you.
Would you have preferred, like, did he lie about it when you asked him about it and everything?
Yes, of course. Lying is the worst part. If you guys want to build serious relationships, don't lie. Women, we don't like liars.
So you would have preferred for him to fess up and then also. Well, would you have preferred for him to ask you if you could bring in another woman?
You know what? I would have said no, but yes, I would appreciate the truth.
So you've been with your man 5 years.
Yeah.
If he cheated on you, would you give him another shot?
No, I don't do cheating.
You don't think there's levels to it?
No. Cheating's a no for me.
So if he got another girl's number, you're out.
No, I'm out. Yeah, I don't do cheating. Not about that.
Just based off of the digits?
Yeah, no, there's no reason for that. No reason for any.
I'm happy she's saying what she's saying, but I don't think she's just abandoning ship just because he got another girl's number. That's pretty extreme. But I mean, it is still emotional cheating.
You want to have someone's phone number?
That's very extreme.
I feel like that's just asking for problems, for trouble.
Is Instagram the same thing too?
I mean, I don't care who he follows on Instagram. That's not a big deal.
But you could communicate the same way. Call, video chat, everything.
I'm not insecure, so I don't really care. But
the number is the issue.
it wouldn't be an issue, but I just feel like, why, you know?
Right. That's why I said, yeah, she's not leaving her nigga because he gets another bitch's number.
That's fine.
Okay. And you'd never take another guy's number?
No.
Not even a celebrity?
No.
So if Drake came down and he was like, yo, let's
hang out, let's have fun. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna take a picture, send a selfie to him. I don't care.
Who's your favorite celebrity?
I love Post Malone.
So if Post Malone came and he says, you're invited to the party bus, but we're full, your boyfriend can't come, are you going or not? Be honest.
Am I going? No. Would I have him sign some part of my body so I can get it tattooed? Absolutely.
What? Oh my God. I was just about to campaign you as being a great woman. And you over here talking about you gonna tattoo Post Malone's signature, another man's signature on your body? Oh Lord. She stinks. I'm just kidding. I overall think she's a pretty cool girl. I don't think she's that bad, but tattooing another nigga is insane. I would not like to hear that.
Where would you have him sign?
Anywhere.
So if you wanted to sign your boobs, you'd let him?
Not my boobs. I don't want anyone to see my boobs. If I let him sign, he can sign, I don't know. I don't care.
A hip?
My hip? Sure.
Or your butt?
Depends.
Depends is crazy. Hey man, That's another great video by my dog, The Desirable Truth. We've been binging that. Y'all been seeming to enjoy it. I've been enjoying it. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Binge the rest of the videos on the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. And y'all already know what it is. I'm out of here.
Where you at, Berto?